The Baja California Peninsula, a land of rugged mountains, coastal desert, and biological isolation. Among its endemic wildlife is one of the lesser-known pit vipers of North America, the Crotalus inyo, the Baja California rattlesnake. Today, we're going to be diving into the biology, ecology, and taxonomy of the Crotalus inyo. And this is a highly specialized rattlesnake adapted to an arid peninsula, and it holds some fascinating surprises for herpetologists and evolutionary biologists alike. So the Crotalus inyo was first described by Edward Drinker Cope in 1861. It belongs to the family Viperidae in the subfamily Crotalinae, the pit vipers. Molecular phylogenetics places the Crotalus inyo in close relation to the Crotalus ruber and the Crotalus atrox, although it's geographically isolated on the Baja Peninsula. There are currently 3 recognized subspecies of the Crotalus inyo: the Crotalus inyo inyo, the Crotalus inyo furvis, and the Crotalus inyo cerovensis. And genetic divergence in between these populations is relatively moderate, suggesting long-term geographic isolation, but not sufficient enough for full speciation. The Crotalus inyo is a relatively small rattlesnake. Adults average between 1.5 to 2.5 in length, and some individuals can get up to 3 feet. The head is distinctly triangular with prominent supraocular scales. And like all pit vipers, it possesses a heat-sensitive loreal pit between the eye and the nostril. Its dorsal coloration ranges from gray to brown, with a series of dark blotches that may become more band-like toward the tail. These patterns provide excellent camouflage against rocky or scrubby terrain. One interesting morphological feature is the relatively slender body compared to many other North American Crotalus species, especially considering its often arboreal behavior. So the Crotalus inyo is endemic to the Baja California Peninsula and the neighboring Cerralvo Island. It's primarily found in arid and semi-arid habitats, including desert scrub, thorn forests, and rocky hillsides. Elevational range is broad, from sea level to over 4,000 feet in some areas. On Cerralvo Island, the Crotalus inyo cerovensis has adapted to a highly restricted island ecosystem, leading to a smaller average body size and reduced rattle segments, an example of the insular dwarfism and limited gene flow. Unlike many rattlesnakes, the Crotalus inyo is partially arboreal. Juveniles and smaller adults are frequently observed climbing shrubs and low branches. This behavior is rare among rattlesnakes and may be an adaptation to prey availability or predator avoidance. Activity is primarily crepuscular and nocturnal, particularly during the hot summer months. In cooler seasons, it may be seen basking during the day. So the Crotalus inyo is an opportunistic predator. Its diet includes lizards, especially the Uta stansburiana and the Scoloporus occidentalis, as well as rodents, birds, and occasionally amphibians. Juveniles feed primarily on lizards. Adults incorporate more endothermic prey items while their venom apparatus matures. The venom of the Crotalus inyo is predominantly hemotoxic, but shows variation between populations. Enzymatic components include metalloproteinases, serine proteases, and disintegrins. Some coastal populations exhibit neurotoxic activity, particularly in juveniles, suggesting ontogenetic and geographic venom variation. Average venom yield is low, typically around 15 to 30 milligrams, reflecting the species' small size. Human envenomations are rare, but bites can result in localized pain, swelling, and tissue damage. Fatalities are virtually unknown, but medical attention is always advised. The Crotalus inyo is another ovoviviparous species, meaning that these snakes give birth to live young rather than laying eggs like a lot of other reptiles. And their gestation usually lasts around 4 to 5 months, with births occurring in late summer or early fall, with litter sizes that can range from 2 to 10 offspring, and they can range from around 8 to 10 inches long. Reproduction appears to be biennial with a lot of the populations, with females investing heavily in the gestation process. The IUCN currently lists the Crotalus inyo as least concern, owing to its broad distribution and adaptability. However, local threats include habitat degradation, road mortality, and persecution by humans. Island populations such as the Crotalus inyo serovensis are particularly vulnerable due to their limited range and small population sizes. Conservation measures should focus on habitat protection, especially in rapidly developing coastal areas, and ongoing genetic studies to monitor population structure. So the Crotalus inyo may not be the most popular rattlesnake here in North America, but it's a remarkable example of insular evolution, behavioral flexibility, and ecological specialization. For herpetologists, it's a species that consistently starts to raise new questions and offer new suggestions about the evolution and adaptability of pit vipers.